There are 9 New Orleans Saints on the 50 and their own 45 looking for the onside kick. But they boot it deep, and it is going into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints were looking for the onside kick. Miami split the 2 deep men, and New Orleans have put the ball into play now on their own 20-yard line.
I don't know why they were looking for the kick. There's no way in the world they'd try an onside kick with 12 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game.
That was a 91-yard drive, Hank Stram, in 12 plays.
Beautiful drive.
Their longest drive since 1978. Bob Greasy says, I may be slowed down, but I can still win, and he just proved it. First down now, the Saints on their 20-yard line. Archie Manning gives the ball to Wilson. Wilson trying to contain him. He picks up some yards. He rolls for 6 out to his 26. Brooks Williams threw a block for him, and Larry Gordon made the tackle. Wilson has ran hard today. An intercepted pass by Ray Olin. 29 yards for a score, and the Lions, undefeated Lions, lead the Vikings 24-7. Fourth period. Second down 4. The fans have suddenly come alive here in the Orange Bowl. They were very quiet, and why not? Their team hadn't done much for 3 periods. Wilson again. They barge into him. The hole was plugged up by Kim Bocamper and A.J. Dewey. They'll stop him on the 28 of New Orleans. It's 3rd and 2 to go.
You know, it looks like the Saints are doing more double team blocking at the point of attack than they've done in the past with Muncie and Galbraith in the game. They think their running skill will get them by the defensive line and linebackers and into the secondary. I think with the young backs, they probably figure they want to make sure they secured the area, make sure they got them through the hole to make good yardage, and they've done a pretty good job of it here this afternoon.
3rd down and 2 for the Saints.
Archie might play action.
He's going to pass. He's rushed hard. He got a man wide open. He catches the ball for a first down. That's Brooks Williams. Very clever call by Manning, but he was throwing, he was falling backwards and nearly did not have enough on it.
Yeah, Dewey was really putting pressure on him, but here again, Archie is a master of getting rid of the football. Watch Dewey. He's in hot pursuit. He stops and throws back against the green and completes a beautiful pass. Play action.
First down New Orleans on their 37. They're leading 16-7.
See if he comes right back with a play-action pass or some kind of a pass in this 1st and 10 situation. Would be a good time for him to do it.
He throws. He has his receiver, Ike Harris, for a first down in Miami territory at the Miami 48. You call that one right on it. Don McNeil, the rookie cornerback, made the tackle.
They're not going to move the ball consistently well running at the Dolphin defense, but they can do a good job of throwing it. And I think they should continue to do that to get more points on the scoreboard.
Frisch has kicked Houston into the lead. 5 minutes to play at Cincinnati. Score here, 16-7 New Orleans, 10-12 to go. First down for the Saints on the Miami 48.
Here's that another play-action pass. That's a good one.
Manning runs and goes out of bounds, out on the 45. He was taking no chances of an interception. He saw everyone covered. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. He stops the clock with 10 minutes to play.
That's the first time they've covered that pass all afternoon, and Archie very wisely tucked the ball under his arm and picked up some nice yardage on the play.
Hey, he could still move, Hank.
Oh, yeah, he's quick and he's fast, and when he smells that pursuit,
Henry Childs
moves
in
very
the game.
well.
Tight end who's had a leg injury.
A play where they fake to that right side or left side from play action and come back away the other side would really be very effective.
2nd down 7. Saints on the Dolphin 45. They run the draw play to Wilson. Wilson dropped at the 44. Wilson's hit by Ralph Ortega, who is the only player in the National Football League of Cuban descent
But
Wilson stumbled as he took the handoff on the draw, and he slowed himself down.
I think there's a little indecision. He doesn't run, either one of those two backs run nearly as efficiently as Muncy and Galbraith. Of course, naturally, they've been together for so long. But both of these young people have done a good job here this afternoon.
Now they're facing a 3rd and 6. Look at the Cardinals over the Eagles, 10-7 in the 3rd quarter. Bessalou is in, Chambers is out. Let's see what Manning does on 3rd and 6.
Well, he's got a good situation, and he might try to, he wants to trap up the middle.
They stop him. That's Wilson, Wayne Wilson. Is stopped by 55, Ernie Roan. The ball will be declared dead at the 41 of Miami. It's 4th and 3. And the punter's coming on, Erxleben. He kicks him high. He's hit the dome in the Superdome in Orleans. Ray Guy has done that for Oakland. Not many can kick them that high. He hoists this one up. Fair catch call on the 12-yard line of the Dolphins by Tony Nathan, and again the Dolphins have a long way to go. Last time they had the ball, they went 91 yards for a score. Now they have 88 facing them. We'll be back 16-7 New Orleans.
Here's another Radio Shack major computer breakthrough. The amazing new TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only $249. Imagine a basic language computer that weighs just 6 ounces. Now carry TRS-80 power in your pocket while traveling, on the job, solve problems, process data, and store it in permanent memory for instant recall. The amazing TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Introducing the new World Car, Ford Escort, with better ideas from around the world at your fingertips. Road-hugging 4-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive, precise rack and pinion steering, stabilizer bar for tight turns, new power-efficient engine for easy freeway cruising, and higher gas mileage ratings than Rabbit, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
Erxleben kicks the ball from a position very close to his body. If he would bend over a little bit and reach a little bit, he'd get another 10, 15 yards on his kicks.
First down Miami on their 12-yard line. They're trailing 16-7, 8:39 to play. Saints trying to record their first win of the year. Miami trying to win their 3rd. Here's a screen, incomplete pass to Duriel Harris. Wide receiver screen setup with 2 men out in front of him.
Raymond Brown really did a good job of responding to the play and almost came up with an interception.
Ricky Ray is back in the game, and so is Reggie Mathis. They both limped into the locker room. It looked like they were through for the day. They're back on the field. So evidently it was those cramps that Hank Stram was talking about on a hot day like this one.
And Kovach is in there too, number 52, and he went off, looked like he was going in the tank.
Tony Nathan's in the backfield replacing Delvin Williams. There's Greasy's figures for this half. The rookie Woodley played the first half. Second down, 10 for the Dolphins from the 12. Flag goes down. He's trapped back on the 6-yard line by Don Reese. Reese playing against his old teammates has been a terror here in the second half.
And Derlin Moore did a good job from the tackle position, got some penetration. And he put a little pressure also on Mr. Greasy.
That microphone hasn't worked in the second half. We'll get a sign. We'll do it the old-fashioned way before the days of electronics in the NFL. I think the penalty was against the holding penalty against the Dolphins. It was declined by the Saints, and it is 3rd down now and 16 to go. The Dolphins from their 6-yard line. They need a long one here to get out of trouble. Greasy pulls away. This is going to be either encroachment or illegal procedure. Illegal procedure against the Dolphins will move it back to the 1-yard line and make it 3rd down and 21.
Yes, there was a mix-up there. Either Bob Greasy backed out of there too soon, or the center did not know what the snap count was and blew the snap.
Buffalo wins its 4th in a row. Their best start in years. They got to the playoffs once with O.J. Simpson. Got knocked out by Pittsburgh. I remember doing that game with O.J. 24-7, Buffalo over Oakland, a final.
Well, that Chuck Knox has done a remarkable job there at Buffalo.
They'll be all fired up. That down. Here's the play. Coming out to the 5, to the 10. The Saints cover it fairly well. It's out to the. All they were trying to do was contain him and make him punt. Derlin Moore on the tackle. It is now a 4th down.
Derlin Moore is a very active defensive tackle and patrols the area within the hash marks extremely well, and he did a good job on that last play.
Eddie Murray, another field goal. Wow, he's kicking. 27-7 Lions late against the Vikings. 4th and 7. Flag is down. The kick is coming to Rich Motti on his 38 to the 40. Motti to the 45. Hit hard at the 47-yard line. Flag was dropped, though, on the kick. Maybe somebody left too soon in the interior line. Only the 2 wide men could leave at the snap of the ball. That's a legal motion against the Dolphins. Let's see what the Saints elect to do now. They had a fair return on that one, about 10 yards.
Yeah, they have a good field position. I would think they would take the football and decline the penalty.
Illegal motion, offense, decline.
There we are. We have the mic back. They decline the penalty, and New Orleans will put the ball in play on their own 46 with a 1st down. A timeout on the field. There are 7 minutes, 20 seconds to play. It is still 16-7 in favor of New Orleans.
The League of Women Voters invited President Carter to join the 1980 debates. He refused the invitation. Maybe it's because during his administration, inflation has gone as high as 18%. The number of Americans out of work has reached 8.5 million. Housing starts have hit a new low, while interest rates have hit a new high. Maybe he won't debate because he knows the real question is, can we afford 4 more years of this?
The time is now for Reagan. Reagan for president.
Professional diver Richard Stewart and his daughter Christy. What did they find beautiful and exciting?
Stamp collecting.
It's another way for us to explore nature together. Learn about exciting events and American heroes too. We collect U.S. commemoratives because they're beautiful.
And fun.
And it's something we can do together.
When we come up for air.
Collect the coral reefs, block of 4 at your post office now.
Coming, the true story playing for time, starring Vanessa Redgrave, Jane Alexander, Shirley Knight, Marissa Berenson, and Melanie Mayron. Tuesday night.
Byron Sipe hit a couple of late touchdown passes. Garo Yepremian kicked a field goal. He has scored 1,000 points in his career. Cleveland way over Tampa Bay. This is the 1st down for New Orleans on their 46-yard line. Fullback is stopped cold, Jack Holmes. He's hit there by Bob Baumhauer, the nose tackle. And the Lions marching on undefeated, way ahead of the Vikings, 27-7.
And the Miami Dolphins here, the only way they can possibly get back into this game is to have something happen, make something happen as far as their defense is concerned, and recover a fumble, get an interception. But the Saints are controlling the line of scrimmage and knocking them off the ball very well at this stage of the game.
49ers undefeated, the Eagles undefeated, Lions undefeated, Buffalo undefeated in the National Football League. 2nd down, 10. Manning on the rollout. Throws. He just threw that ball somewhere. He was pushed out of bounds by Kim Bocamper. It'll be a 3rd down, 10 for the Saints. This clock stops now with 6:33 to go.
Archie did a wise thing that time, or else he'd have lost a lot of yardage on the play. He finally got rid of it into an area where there was still a chance to make a completion where it wouldn't be intentional grounding.
Don Shula pacing up and down on this hot day. His club has scored on a 91-yard drive in the 4th quarter. They scored 17 points last week in the 4th period to beat Atlanta. But right now, unless they get going, they're not going to score 17 today. A 3rd and 10 for the Saints on their own 46. Calling an audible. He's rolling out. He may take off. He shoots it incomplete to Ike Harris. He threw the ball a bit behind him.
Yes, he anticipated the blitz and changed the play at the line of scrimmage. The automatic against that blitz is a roll out to the left or the right. Dewey really is an active player. Boy, he was in hot pursuit that time. Archie threw the ball on a move and threw it poorly. Ball's incomplete.
Punt formation. Let's see if the Dolphins go after Erksleben. They blocked one punt this year and blocked a field goal attempt. Nathan's their safety. There they go. They nearly got him. They nearly got him, but not quite. Fair catch call on the 18. Again, the Dolphins have poor field position.
Boy, it's incredible with the field position they've had all afternoon. Kurt, you know, I've never seen a game where one team is in the soup so much of the time during the course of the game.
Final. Rams bounding back, lost their first two, have now won 2 in a row. They defeated the New York Giants today easily, 28-7. They'll play the 49ers next week. David Waymer's in, and Ricky Ray's gone back out again. Dolphins ball on their 18, first down. They're trailing 16-7, time 6:19 to play. Nathan and Gioquino are in the lineup. Greasy's pass, Cephalo, no good. The ball hit the ground. Jimmy Cephalo, Penn State. Don Reese again pouring in on Bob Greasy.
Yes, he really got off the ball in good shape. And Kuchenberg is having a snoot full trying to block him. Here's Cephalo going to the inside. He was open. The ball was a little low. Had a chance to make the catch, but didn't. Watch 60, Reese. Kuchenberg is really having a problem trying to block him on passing situations. Put good penetration again on Greasy. Look at this, Pittsburgh 38, Chicago 3.
Second down 10, Miami on their 18. Sideline, Cephalo has the ball out of bounds. It's complete at the 41 of Miami for a first down. David Waymer was there too late, though, to cover Cephalo.
They gave him too much room, and Greasy really delivered a beautiful ball that time, way on the outside. You have to have a stronger arm than you think he has to throw that kind of a pass. But he got it on the outside, and they come up with a big critical first down.
That's the first pass reception for Cephalo this year. I guess that's the way you really judge the arm of a quarterback, is that sideline pass, isn't it?
Yes, you put him on one hash mark and make him throw to the other side of the field, and if he can do that, you know you've got a good quarterback with a strong arm.
First down for the Dolphins on their 41. Now he's going deep. He's there! He's got it! Daniel Harris at the 5. Waymer pushed him out, and the Dolphins are threatening at the 5. First and goal to go.
Boy, he put that up in the air, didn't he? What a fantastic throw and catch. Duriel Harris, 82. He kind of lulls the defensive back Waymer to sleep. And Waymer is in pretty good control that time, but he doesn't know where the ball is. The ball's over the top, loses it completely. And for that reason, Harris has a chance to make the catch.
First down, goal to go. The last time the Dolphins had the ball, they went 91 yards for a touchdown. Greasy now has taken them from their own 12 to the Saint 5.
Waymer that time turned his head the wrong way, turned his head to the inside of the field instead of the outside, lost the receiver completely, and that's why it was a completed forward pass.
Williams and Howell, the running backs behind Bob Greasy. Fakes and a throw. Out it goes. Touchdown! Ronnie Lee, the tight end. And the Dolphins, with a fourth quarter magic again, have now marched 91 yards and 88 yards for fourth quarter touchdowns. And they're back in the ball game.
Play action pass, a beautiful fake, faking to Williams with his hand, looking to the right, and then throwing the ball on a pick play. Look at the pick. I mean, by pick, I mean the two defensive back and an offensive player collide, knocked the people off course. The defensive back, the tight end, was wide open for the touchdown.
And the touchdown comes with 5:52 to go. Another Saint is being helped off the field. That's Ray Brown. They're limping constantly here in the second half. 5-yard touchdown pass. What a masterful job veteran Bob Greasy's done in here. Von Schaman with Strock holding. Well, Hank Strand said in the first half they have to get Greasy in to win. And he came in and he's guided them to 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. The kick was good. And we're going to have a very exciting finish to this game. 5:52 to play. Right now, a field goal could win it for the Dolphins. New Orleans must protect the lead. They were ahead 16-0 at the end of 3 quarters. And they've allowed the Dolphins to come down this field with 2 tremendous drives. Don Shula went out and said something to his defense. Fourth quarter magic, they're calling it here. They got 17 points against the Bengals to win by 1 point. 17 points last week against Atlanta, all in the fourth quarter to shade them. And they've now scored 14 points in the fourth quarter here. They can't seem to score, Hank, unless it's in the fourth period.
That was a beautiful march, and they've done a good job of picking the defense. And here again, Greasy threw a long pass that you didn't really think he could throw. Threw it beautifully against the young rookie, Weimer, and that's the kind of a cagey quarterback he is. He knew he had a rookie. They got plenty of time left. They're not going to try for the onside kick. They're going to kick it downfield and try to make them cough up the football by playing good defense.
The Saints are looking for the onside kick. They have 9 men up front and only 2 deep men. They give
the game away if they go for an onside kick, and he blows it in there deep into the end zone.
That's bad.
Boy, he massaged that one.
I couldn't see an onside kick. You got plenty of time. You hold him, force a bad punt, get a good punt return, you're right back in action.
Yeah, what happens is that, you know, when you have everybody up front, you have no return whatsoever. And it's very important that the Saints do something offensively. They can't be conservative. They have not moved the ball that well on the ground. They have succeeded in moving it well via the forward pass, and I think they cannot be conservative now. They have to make something happen to maintain this 2-point lead.
Archie Manning brings them out. Manning has played in every Saints game since 1978.
This would be a good time for that play-action pass again, Kurt.
First down. Saints ball on their own 20. And they're going to pitch it to Wayne Wilson. Wilson is hit for a loss. 51 gets to him. Foley, the safety man, and Rusty Chambers, number 51. Back to the 16 of the Saints. Second down, 14 to go for New Orleans.
They're going to be in trouble if they don't make a first down in this series.
Tim Foley is shaken up on the play, gets up, limping, and going in for him is Don Veselu, number 46. 5:28 remaining. 16-14, New Orleans leading. A 91-yard drive by Miami, an 88-yard drive by Miami, engineered by the veteran who was benched today at the start of the game, Bob Greasy, but he pulled him out twice this year. Maybe that's going to be his role. Maybe like the 6th man in basketball. Let him sit out a while now at his age and come on in.
Well, the nice thing about that kind of a situation, everybody knows that, well, if we don't succeed, we always got the guy on the bench who can bail us out. And it's a pretty good feeling from a pretty good security blanket, really, for the team, and a good attitude for them to take, because they know Greasy could always come in and get him off the hook.
He's only played the second half, Greasy. He is complete attempting. The clock stops with 5:08 to play.
Well, that's a lot of time for Greasy to have possession if he gets the football back within the framework of the 4 or 5 minutes.
In the meantime, Bob's sitting quietly by himself on the bench, wiping his face and neck with a towel.
Yeah, but he's looking at the chart, the offensive chart, to see what he did successfully and what he can refer to if he gets back in the ball game with good field position.
Dick Nolan's concerned. He should be. 3rd and 14 on the Saints.
Might run a draw here. Nope.
They get a little rush on him. Incomplete pass. The flag goes down.
Flag down on the play.
Flag is down on the play. That could either be holding or roughing the passer.
It's against the Saints, and they'll decline the penalty.
It's a holding against the Saints. And the Dolphins decline the penalty. And get the ball. They don't fumble the punt away. 4th and 14. Saints ball on their 16-yard line, and Ertzleben will be in punt formation. Tony Nathan is the safety man for Miami.
And there's a lot of time left with 5:03 left in the game.
Greasy's up off the bench, waiting to come out on the field to take over.
Good snap.
The wobbly one. Nathan hit immediately, goes up, still on his feet over the 50, and a nice return to the 49 of the Saints. Miami has the ball in New Orleans territory, first down. Already 2 long, beautifully executed drives by that man, Bob Greasy. Took him 91 and 88 yards in the fourth period to score. And brings him out now for a first down. Delvin Williams and Steve Howell, the running back. Time to play, 4 minutes, 52 seconds. Don Schwartz is in. This game, by the way, is being seen up in the Palm Beach County way on Channel 34. You've been reading about that this week, but they're watching the Dolphins here in the fourth period. Good run over the 40. Goes Delvin Williams. Williams to the 38-yard line. Don Reese and Don Schwartz on the tackle.
Yeah, they ran it right up the middle. That time they were in an odd spacing with Derlin Moore on the nose of the center. Kovac gets blocked, number 52. Tommy Myers comes in to try to make the tackle. He misses, and he's finally tackled there by Reese, number 60.
Our producer, Billy Barnes, came up with a good crack. He said 17 for Miami used to mean the perfect season. Now it means the fourth quarter.
That's a good observation. That's right.
They haven't got those 17 yet. The Saints are going to try and stop them. Greasy on first down. Sideline. You know what he did?
Took his eye off the ball.
Took his eye off the ball. He was going to try and loop around him or take the man into the pivot and go to work on him like we used to do in basketball. But he took his eye off the ball and dropped what should have been a completed pass.
Yeah, he looked like he had could feel Waymer coming up on him too, and was expecting the shot in the back, and lost his concentration and dropped the football.
Well, we have 4:05 to go. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram here in the Orange Bowl, 2nd and 10. Miami on the New Orleans 38-yard line. 16-14 New Orleans. All the Miami points have come in the fourth quarter. Down the middle. Complete. Over the 20. 15. Tony Nathan. Down to the 12. Reggie Mathis wrapped him up.
Greasy's incredible. He spotted him in the middle area. That's about the third time that he's been wide open in the middle. They're double covering. They had a double cover on the flanker side that time, which was to the left of the Saints. A beautiful catch by Nathans and a fine delivery by Bob Greasy.
You know what I remember most of this game? They booed Bob Greasy when they came out to open the second half.
Doesn't take long for him to change, and that's why you can't worry about it as a coach. You've got to play the people who you know you can win with.
Look at those figures, that yardage for one half. 241 yards, and this half isn't over yet. That's Holmes twisting to the 8-yard line. Bob Greasy has thrown for 241 yards, and this half still has 3 minutes and 9 seconds to play.
And everybody said yesterday that he was through, that he was over the hill. Had a great visit with him before the game today, and he indicated that he felt fine, and he just knew that when he had the opportunity to play, he would play well, and which he's doing here this afternoon.
A final, Houston squeaked by Cincinnati 13-10 on a Tony Frisch field goal. Cincinnati lost their third tough one. Houston now is 3-1. Second down 6 or a Miami first down. Greasy, Williams, touchdown, Delvin Williams. Miami has the lead.
That was a passing formation. They ran a trap right up the middle, cleaned it out perfectly, in for the touchdown. What a beautiful drive by Bob Greasy and the Miami. Watch the left guard pull on the play. The left guard, there you see him.
Watch this from the end zone here. Delvin Williams, he's had a big second half.
Ed Newman, the left guard, pulled on the play. They finally made contact. Tommy Myers hits him near the line of scrimmage, but bounces off and misses the tackle.
Trailing 16-0 going to the fourth quarter, almost helpless on offense. Miami has scored 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Von Schauman's kick is up, and it is good. And that's a big kick for him.
that's incredible, isn't it, to see the thing turn around like it did? But we've talked about it and what they've done in the fourth quarter. It really didn't look like they were going to have a chance to do that today with the way the Saints dominated for 3 quarters. But you really have to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done so far, and yet there's a lot of time left with Archie Manning at quarterback. A lot of things can still happen. 2:36 left in this game.
Don Shula, 3 times, has seen his club shut out, fight back, and pull them out in the fourth quarter already this year. This one isn't over yet. That, by the way, was the first Miami touchdown on the ground this year. It was scored by Delvin Williams.
But he was done from a passing formation. It looked like they might throw the ball. He ran a trap up the middle. Newman did a beautiful job of trapping on the play, and they scored the touchdown. 2:36 left in the game. Remember, the Saints have 3 timeouts, and with a quarterback like Archie Manning and the receiving they have, they've got a chance to get back into this game. Make no mistake about that.
Von Schaman will kick off. Rich Motti is deep for the Saints at the goal line. And there's the kick. It's a squibbler. Bounding around. It is taken on the 9-yard line by Jimmy Rogers. Rogers over the 25 to the 26. First down, New Orleans, and they have to be the comeback kids now. Jeff Allen went down to make the tackle. The Saints led the entire game. Led 9-0 at halftime, 16-0 into the fourth period. Drives of 91, 88, and 49, sparked by the veteran 35-year-old Bob Greasy, that put the Dolphins ahead for the first time in the game. 2:26 to go. New Orleans ball on their own 26.
They've got 5 defensive backs. They're going to have to try to hit the tight end and one of the backs some way, because it's going to be tough to get the ball outside to the outside receivers.
Manning right over the middle. Tight end. That is Brooks Williams. Williams piled up on his 32-yard line by Ernest Drone, number 55, the linebacker.
But the way the defense is playing, Kurt, the Miami Dolphins are going to give him that kind of a pass, or a pass to the flat. I mean, to the backs, but they're going to take away the outside receivers, I'm sure. Here they come again.
Second down, quick one to Wayne Wilson. Wilson out to the 30. Still going, escaping to the 35, may have the first down. And the 2-minute warning is given. 1:55 to play. Time is called on the field. The score, the Miami Dolphins 21 and the New Orleans Saints 16.
This bud's for everyone who lives the life of the sea.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this bud's for you.
Mustang! The sky's the limit for 1981. Now Mustang's available with a rakish new T-roof. Mustang, born to run with the wind, sure-footed to handle quick turns. Mustang, a world of high gas mileage you might not expect from such a high-spirited car. Mustang! Capture a Mustang, America's most popular sports car. From the world of better ideas at Ford.
Later score on the Dallas-Green Bay game. 21-7 Dallas, Hank, third period.
Yeah, Archie was over on the sideline talking to Ed Hughes, the offensive coordinator, and getting some instructions from Ed. As the clock says, 1:56, 1:55 left in this game with 3 timeouts for the Saints, and they've got a lot of time left.
They have the ball on their own 38-yard line of first down. Manning shoots it out, keeps it short. He hits the fullback, Jack Holmes, and Holmes stays in bounds. It's stopped at his 45-yard line. They've already called a play for the second down. They want a quick lineup, second down 3. Saints ball on their 45. Vessel, who made the last tackle.
He has to continue to throw the ball to the tight end or to the backs. That's what they're giving him. There's the tight end again.
Yep, that's Brooks Williams on a short one. He may have a first down or very close to it. Larry Gordon wrapped him up. And the officials come in and stop the clock with 1:24. Saints need a touchdown. They're trailing 21-16. Timeout called on New Orleans. They have the first down, it would appear. New Orleans has called the timeout, and they now have 2 left. 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns by Miami. Put them ahead, as you see the score there, by 5.
They have to continue to be patient and throw the ball this way to the tight end and to one of the backs to move the ball down the field. And then once they get inside the 20-25-yard line, if they succeed in getting that far, then there's a possibility they'll be able to change the coverage and throw the ball outside to Chandler or Ike Harris for a big play.
Cleveland 31, Tampa Bay 20. 5 minutes to play in Tampa Bay. Charles H. Milton III is the executive producer of NFL football on CBS. William C. Everybody's got a middle initial. William C. Barnes is the producer. Directed by Chris Erskine. Associate producer Rupert Dobbinix. Field operation engineers Doug Freedom and Spears Nallis. What's your, I never knew your middle initial. What's your middle initial, Hank?
L.
Henry L. Stram, the analyst today.
For Lewis.
Here we go. First down. An exciting fourth period here in Miami.
Got to hit it back. You've got to hit a tight end.
It's up. It's intercepted. Ernest Roan has the ball. Roan intercepts for Miami on the deflection. And the Dolphins have it.
Archie hits the right man, throws inside. He saw the pressure coming from the linebacker, threw it to the inside. It was deflected, pops up into the air. Gordon, number 50, made the deflection. And Miami has possession on the 45.
Second interception today by Manning, who's trying to bring his club back. And unless New Orleans can pull this one out, it's going to be a bitter one for them after leading by 16 points going into the fourth period. Dolphins ball, Greasy very tenderly hands the ball off to Delvin Williams, and he just tumbles forward to the 46-yard line, taken down by Joe Fetterspiel.
The Saints ought to call a timeout right here.
One minute to play. They have 2 timeout left, the Saints.
Yeah, they ought to. I thought sure they would call a timeout right after that play. Didn't make much yardage on the play, but they've got 2 timeouts left.
There it is. That clock's running away against them. They're just letting the Dolphins in that huddle.
Surprising they don't call timeout with 2 left.
Now you see they're coming down to 35 seconds to go. Second down, 10 for Miami. Straight handoff again, bursting to the 49 is Steve Howell, the fullback. And the clock now still moving. They're not, now they finally step in and ask for a timeout with 23 seconds to go. They have 1 more timeout left, the Saints.
Can't understand that reasoning. They lost a lot of time on the clock by waiting so long to call the timeout.
Well, the situation, 23 seconds remaining. The Dolphin player is Howell, who's shaken up. Appears to be a low back injury to him. A dramatic comeback before 40,000 and some fans here in the Orange Bowl. The hometown fans have been booing the Dolphins for some unexplainable reason this year. They have not been exciting on offense, except in the fourth period. If they just played the fourth period, they'd be the most exciting team in pro football. They've come up today in the fourth quarter again. They got 17 against Atlanta last week in the fourth quarter to win. They scored 17 against Cincinnati 2 weeks ago in the fourth quarter to win, and they've come up with 21 points in the fourth quarter today. And are headed for a victory unless a miracle happens here by a score of 21 to 16. Shula just wants to check everything. Now calling somebody to the sideline. Now they get some of his defense in there in case something happens. The winning edge. Remember that book he wrote? Always have the winning edge. In case they have a turnover, he wanted that defense to alert them about something.
And he's really, with the material he has in his football team, he's really done a remarkable job.
Yeah, he doesn't have those Santas and Mercury Morrises anymore.
No, he doesn't.
That's Delvin Williams into New Orleans territory to the 45-yard line of New Orleans. And the Saints now quickly stop the clock. That's their last timeout. There's 16 seconds to go, and Miami has a 4th down and a yard to go. Atlanta at San Francisco underway. Atlanta field goal, 3-0, early in the first period. San Francisco undefeated. The Lions won today. They're undefeated. Buffalo won their 4th in a row. Dolphins are about to win their 3rd. San Francisco's undefeated. Jets at Baltimore. Joe Washington, a 5-yard run. Colts lead the Jets 7-0. Jets trying to win their 1st of the year. 4th down and 1. Now let's see what they do on this. I don't believe they're going to punt. Would you punt, Hank?
Yeah, sure.
Would you?
Yeah, oh, sure.
All right. Let's see. Might be a danger getting it blocked. I don't know. They got 11 men up front, New Orleans. Long signal count. He is going to kick it. He has it blocked. They blocked it. Uh-oh. They have the ball. New Orleans has the ball. They can't take a timeout. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. That's why I wouldn't have punted.
No, Miami has the ball.
Yeah.
Miami recovered the fumble, Kurt.
Well, the kick is blocked. That was the 4th and a yard to go, though. They didn't make the 1st down.
Formation offense declined. 1st down.
New Orleans ball.
Oh, that's
New Orleans ball. Rich Motti. Watch it. Rich Motti, 84, blocks it. He comes in.
But see what happens. He steps to his right, to his left, and gets right in the way of Motti. Motti does a great job of blocking the kick. That's right. They recovered, but the Saints have possession on the 10-yard line. 6 seconds left in the game.
I wouldn't have punted.
Well, the way it turned out, you were right, Kurt.
Well, I don't know why. I just had that feeling.
Yep, you were right the way it turned out.
6 seconds to go. I'd rather Ryder tried for the 1st down and missed it. Let him have the ball in the 40. Well, we'll see. New Orleans has no timeouts left. 1st down and 10 to go.
They're trying to get the ball in the end zone on a play here in the pass.
Manning throwing. They're there. Touchdown! Touchdown. The flag is down. A touchdown with timeout.
Wait a minute. They're calling pass interference on the New Orleans
Saints. Pass interference called. Let's see who this is on. The pass was to Ike Harris. It may be against Harris, an offensive pass interference. It is.
It is pass interference.
The Saints lost the touchdown. The game is over. The Saints scored on what everybody thought was the last play of the game. They scored to pull out an unbelievable victory. They blocked a punt with 6 seconds to go, but offensive pass interference is called against New Orleans. Watch it, Hank.
That's incredible, isn't it? The Saints make the big play, make the touchdown. It's hard to see. Evidently Ike Harris pushed on the play. You can't see it in the picture, but evidently that's what happened.
You know what Shula's saying? I'll take it. I'll take it anyway. His club made an amazing comeback. 21 points in the 4th period. Then they let a punt be blocked on 4th down. It looked like New Orleans pulled it out on the last play of the game, and New Orleans committed offensive pass interference to blow the game. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram here. We'll be right back from the Orange Bowl, the final 21-16.
Paul, my quarterback's got a better arm.
Right on. Better than a pitcher? Namath, you've been out of the game too long.
That's enough talk, fellas. Let's let Flash decide.
Flash?
Yeah.
Flash is an electronic game for all-around competitors.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Flash tests your timing, reflexes, memory, and accuracy because Flash is programmed for 5 challenging games. Flash keeps score for up to 5 players, and super shots mean super bonus points. Flash with 5 electronic games.
It's a great game from Ideal.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't give you the business because we want to keep your business.
They didn't sell me the JCPenney battery. They said the 5-year battery was powerful enough for my car. It was.
I thought I needed new shock absorbers. They told me my tires were too hard.
I came in for ordinary radials. I came out with new Mileage Maker XP all-season steel-belted radials. They steered me right.
JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong.
Coal is one way to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. So this year, Conoco is putting $200 million into developing more coal. For example, Conoco combined ingenuity with a lot of money to invent a pipeline that pumps coal out of the mine, faster and safer. And coal is just one part of Conoco. This year, we're spending $2 billion on energy.
There's the pass to Ike Harris that looked like a touchdown on the last play of the game to give New Orleans a win. They called offensive pass interference, disallowed it, and Miami wins it 21-16. We'll see you from Miami. And now let's go to the NFL Center in New York. Hello. Final score, this has to be one of the most dramatic games of the season, 21-16. The third time Miami has rallied in the fourth quarter after not scoring a point to pull a game out and then nearly blowing the game, Hank.
Yes, it was an interesting observation, Kurt, on the 4th and 1. You didn't think they should punt. I thought they should, and the way it turned out, why, they shouldn't have. But in spite of it all, they won the football game. That's the only thing that really matters.
That's right. And then I'd like to see and study the coaching film or a wide shot of that offensive interference. We really couldn't see it on a rerun, but it might. Somebody must have pushed off on it somewhere. Let's take a look at it again.
There wasn't anything conclusive at all after we look at the replay. The only thing that possibly happened was you watched the defensive back of the Miami Dolphins go beyond the play and fall, which means maybe that there was pushing on the part of Ike Harris. You can't see it in the picture, but with the official right on top of the play and right on top of the scene, evidently that's what could have happened.
Miami 21, New Orleans 16, a heartbreaker for the Saints. They now are 0-4. Miami is 3-1. But what a day for Bob Greasy. Greasy benched. He's already been benched. But a youngster started, Woodley, a rookie, played the first half, couldn't move him, and Greasy started the second half. He was booed when he came on, and he had a dramatic second half.
Yes, it was reminiscent, really, of what happened last year when the Miami Dolphins played the New England Patriots on a Monday Night Football game. They started Strock and didn't do very well. They brought Greasy in the game. He got him off the hook and won the game for Miami that helped win the division for them last year.
And get this, Hank, in the second half, Bob Greasy threw in one half 241 yards of passing. 241 yards. He completed, let's see, in attempts. He had 25 attempts, and he hit on 16 out of 25 for 241 yards. He took them on two sensational drives of 91, 88, and another one of 49. You just can't do any better than that.
You surely can, and of course he comes in like the old professor, knows exactly what he's going to do, and the great thing about it, Greasy, is that he delivers. When the pressure is on, he does the job.
What would you do next week? Would you start him, or maybe start him on the bench before the game? Maybe he's better now at his age coming on when they need him.
Well, psychologically, it evidently gave the team a big lift because I thought they looked very, very flat in the first part of the game, but they suddenly picked up momentum as he came into the ball game, and of course they had much better field position when he was in the game, and of course he executed the drives just perfectly. Here is a trap up the middle that took him in for the touchdown and put him ahead, 21-16. A passing formation, mixed him up with a passing formation, ran a trap, and succeeded in making the touchdown.
Now, what's this place?
Welcome to the last place on earth.
Look at all this.
Dear?
Like my boutique. Cute.
Yeah, we just have traveler's checks.
Citicorp?
Yes.
Love them.
Imagine Citicorp travelers checks are even accepted in the last place on earth.
Our lucky day.
Travel the world with us. Citicorp Traveler's Checks.
Sorry, no experience, no job.
But where do I get the experience?
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. We don't ask for experience, we give it. You won't read it in a book, you live it. Pick a service, pick a challenge, set yourself apart. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. What a great place, it's a great place to start.
Feel like dining with a touch of elegance tonight?
Swanson's cooking just for you.
Swanson chefs have created restaurant-style main courses, a whole menu, like steak and green peppers with mushrooms and onions and just a touch of sherry.
They should open a restaurant.
From the new Swanson, restaurant-style main courses.
Swanson's cooking just for you.
Miami winning 21-16. They now play 4 straight AFC Eastern clubs the next month. Baltimore and Buffalo at home, New England, New York away. The Saints play at New Orleans against St. Louis next week. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram return you now to the NFL Center in New York.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. What a tough way to lose a football game. We're going to take another look at it, talk about it in just a moment, but let me get you up to date with all the scores around the league. I know you're interested in other games, too. 28-7, perhaps you heard that final. The Rams rolled. The Giants were dreadful. Sims was injured in the first half, but he did come back. They scored on the last play of the game. The Bears were also atrocious today. 38-3, Steelers rolled. Jim Smith caught 6 passes for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. Detroit now 4-0, 27-7. The final over Minnesota. Billy Sims, 27 carries, 157 yards is his total. And there it is. It was 16-0. Bob Greasy off the bench, but I'm still not sure. I got to see that play again. Buffalo now 4-0. Under Knox, 24-7. Joe Cribbs, the rookie from Auburn, scores twice. A 1-yard run and a 21-yard reception from Ferguson. Cleveland beats up on Tampa Bay, 34-27. Sipe threw 2 touchdown passes in the second half, one of 14 to Feature, one of 44 to Calvin Hill. Doug Williams also had a couple to Gordon Jones, 41 and 3 yards. Houston over Cincinnati, 13-10, even without the great Earl Campbell, who's out with an injury. Fritz won it with a 29-yard field goal. Big upset brewing in St. Louis. 24-7, and Otis Anderson has run wild. The last time I saw his stats, he was about 144 yards against the Eagles, who give up more points in one game than they do in the earlier 3. Dallas now dominating Green Bay, 21-7, was tied at 7 for a while, and now the Packers have fallen back. Baltimore ahead of the New York Jets, 7-0, 5-yard run by Joe Washington in that game. Seattle and Washington, they are scoreless in the first, and the AFC's having a good day on the NFC today, too. San Diego and Kansas City, they are scoreless in the first, and Atlanta and San Francisco, 3-0 in the first. Now, a lot of good friends down in New Orleans have called and asked about Jimmy the Greek's report about the Saints. And again, he says the Saints are trying to trade Chuck Muncie, and that among the teams they're talking to, San Diego, and it would certainly seem likely that San Diego would move heaven and earth to get a running back like Muncie if the Saints are that unhappy with him. Now to the controversy that ended today's game. And Irv Cross, you come on in here with me and take a look at this, because as a former defensive back, you know the bumping that goes on sometimes. They sent Ike Harris down into the end zone and got the pass. At first glance, I thought it was a terrible call.
Well, you have to remember, once the receiver goes up 5 yards, it's a block punt first. The block punt would set up the play, and only at about 6 seconds left to go. Miami recovers here, but the ball goes to New Orleans because it's a 4th down play. They didn't make it 1st down. Here's Archie Manning's throw. Now, remember, Brent, once the receiver goes up 5 yards, he cannot bump the defense. The defense cannot bump him. There's incidental contact. They call pass interference on the offense.
I'll tell you, on second look, Don Shula's defensive back, he fell away a long ways, and it is possible from that angle That is, Ike Harris tries to clear himself. He goes, and I'm saying just possible, and the man slipped down like that, and we really couldn't see the arm contact in there. Do you remember Drew Pearson in Minnesota, the brouhaha, when he was going up with Nate Wright on the Hail Mary?
Hail Mary pass and got away with it.
Absolutely. How about some more highlights, huh? Would you like to take a look at the Rams and the Giants? Oh, the Rams. Elvis Peacock had to have somebody replace Wendell Tyler. So they go to the former Oklahoma star. Missed an entire season because of knee surgery. 4th and 1. Big play in the Meadowlands. And they're going to go to Peacock. Now, the Giants defended well. And it just comes down to good rock-hard football right here, and Peacock won't be denied. That was the first of 3. From the eye, over the top. And you love those backs that can go in the air from inside the 2. And Vince Ferragamo also found a new tight end. Young man by the name of Arnold, a rookie, out of New Mexico. Doesn't look too swift, but he was wide open. And what a long day for Perkins and the Giants. They've got a lot of problems now. And here's Ferragamo to one of the burners. He's got a good arm long. He put it up, and Drew here was open. He got down to the 4-yard line, and here comes number 3, Peacock outside. Oh, this looks a little like Peyton, 34, but he cuts in. He'll take you on. Walter would have gone for the corner in that sequence, I think. All right, last play of the game. Scott Bruner, the rookie from Delaware, hits Johnny Perkins, and it is the Giants' only touchdown. Irv, what about Jim Smith, the young man out of Michigan?
Had a big day. Caught 3 touchdown passes. Everything was in 3s today. The Pittsburgh Steelers picked up their 3rd win. The Chicago Bears, their 3rd loss. And, of course, Pittsburgh won the game 38-3. And here's Bradshaw going to Smith for his first touchdown pass of the day, and they take a 7-3 lead in the first quarter. Bradshaw going in up 86 once again. Touchdown pass number 2. As we said before, good things come in 3s. Bradshaw goes to number 86, has a hot hand. Touchdown pass number 3, 24-3 Pittsburgh. Franco Harris scoots around his left end for a nice run here. A 24-yarder setting up a scoring opportunity for his club. And late in the game, number 18, Cliff Stout, comes in at quarterback, substituting for Bradshaw. Reads the blitz, hits Harris for a touchdown pass. His first touchdown pass as a pro, and they're pretty happy about it. 38-3, they win the game.
Big play days, Irv. O.J. Anderson has scored on runs of 14 and 57 yards against the Eagles, and Billy Sims does it again. For the 3rd time in his first 4 games as a pro, he rushes for better than 100 yards. His only miss was last week. He had 95 yards in that game, and don't forget, he had a 6-yard touchdown called back that would have made it 4 games in a row. Now here's Danielson hitting David Hill of the Lions. That put him in command. Tommy Kramer of the Vikes also went 40 yards, and you know who's on the receiving end, Ahmad Rashad. It was tied at 7, and that's the way they battled, and then the Lions just took total command. Danielson went to Fred Scott, and he also scrambled first before he found him, and it was a 5-yard tally, 17-7, and they came back and they intercepted a couple of passes, and who knows how far those Lions can go now. Let me give you some baseball scores now. Montreal leading Philadelphia 2-1. That game is in the 4th, and of course you know the Phillies lead the Expos by a half game in the National League East. Houston over Cincinnati 2-1. That game is in the 5th. Houston and the Dodgers close out with 3 games next weekend, but Houston may be ahead by 3 when that series starts. The Yankees lead Detroit 5-3 in the 8th, and Baltimore ahead of Cleveland 5-3. That one is in the 7th. So for Irv Cross, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long for the NFL Today from New York. We hope you've enjoyed the action, and don't give up if you're a Saint fan. They'll get the right call going in their direction before this year's over. We'll see you next Sunday.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Ford Division and your local Ford dealer, and by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports. With Medicare costs out of sight, 60 Minutes looks at a hospital bill. Length of stay, 23 days. Size of bill, 80 feet long, $77,000 high. 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.